The Seattle Seahawks defense absolutely dominated, and today we're going to break down the tape of some of these different guys, including guys like Byron Murphy and Tyrice Knight, because both guys had huge impacts to ultimately keep the Bears to just 3 points. Now, of course, we're going to start with Leonard Williams because I think he was the guy that really changed this game. You have what looks like duo, but really, Williams is going to end up in a one-on-one because of the linebacker that's going to actually end up going towards the right here. But you're going to get the dual concept, so two guys are going to essentially touch Williams. The left guard is going to end up taking Williams. Williams does a really nice job with the arm over the top. Some people call it a swim move, really just the same thing. A great job making contact here with the right guard. Right arm comes right over the top, defeats the block, and as soon as Williams wins, there's basically going to be no lane for the running back now. The running back picks up about 1.5 yards. Really nice job by Williams. But truth be told, this guy had multiple game-altering plays yesterday. And we're going to get into a bunch of these different plays because he was consistently getting after the quarterback play in, play out. Take this 3rd and 5 play here where he's going to once again defeat the block. He's going to once again generate that pressure. You're going to see him utilize a double hand swipe here on the left guard. A really nice job with the double hand swipe. You're going to see it right there, and then he's going to take it to a rip move. Great job landing the double hand swipe to rip and then ultimately getting to the quarterback. You got another really nice rep here once again by Williams. He's going to be going up against the left tackle, and he's going to just go right inside the left tackle. Once again, he's going to swim over the top, and he's going to blow it up. This one's going to actually lose a yard on 1st and 10. A beautiful rep once again. To me, the recognition here by Williams is phenomenal. You know, sometimes you got to realize that when a tackle is trying to get to the outside of you, you got to make sure he isn't able to freely climb up or freely get off the block, or even more than that, if it's an outside zone. You want to sometimes make sure he's not able to reach block you, so you have to run with him within some of these plays. Now, he's going to make contact here with the left tackle as soon as he controls him. He's going to get his eyes into the backfield. And you can see right there, he has his eyes into the backfield. And he understands that if he goes underneath this, he's going to be able to grab onto the running back, and that's exactly what he does. Goes underneath it, resets the line of scrimmage. The running back has to stop because there's really nowhere to go. And you're going to once again lose a yard. In yesterday's game, Leonard Williams had a really good game against the run, but he also had a really nice day against the pass. And I want to go ahead and show you guys some of the pass rushing snaps because he ended up getting home twice, but he also helped generate pressure on multiple other plays as well. Here's one where he's going to end up going through the double team block, and he's going to end up getting a pretty nice hit on the quarterback. Williams still does a really good job fighting through the block, right? He ends up getting double teamed basically, and he goes through it, ends up getting to the quarterback. Hits the quarterback on 2nd and 10, and essentially it's a throwaway. You're going to get another play here. Just a really good job by Williams to be able to show that high effort, continue to fight through it, and ultimately he ends up getting home for the sack. Now within this play, it is a defensive line game where you're essentially going to slant two of your defensive tackles, both Reed as well as Leonard Williams are going to slant towards the right. The defensive end is going to loop all the way around towards the left, right? He's going to loop around those two guys. It's a long developing defensive line game, but keep in mind, this is 2nd and 3 with 15 seconds left. So these are the type of plays you're going to design these longer concepts, right? And that makes it hard on the offensive line, especially in a 5-man pass protection, which is exactly what they're in here, right? You can see there's 5 offensive linemen, 4 defensive linemen. The best way to generate pressure on these type of plays and not allow the quarterback to get out of the pocket is essentially to run these long developing defensive line games. And you'll see with that, Reed comes around, you'll see that the defensive end goes around to the left, and Williams kind of stays right in the middle. He takes on the double team and he gets home. Now, some people will say that's not a great sack to ultimately count because the quarterback kind of runs into it. But I'll be the first to tell you guys, there's plenty of plays like this right here as well, where Williams is the guy that basically disrupts the whole play, and Williams is not the guy that gets the sack. On this one, it's going to be Reed that ends up getting credit for the sack, but it is Williams that generates that sack, right? Leonard Williams is the guy that creates this sack. And to me, it's just a really, really nice move. Very quick, very effective. He's going to just straight up punch this center, right? Gets right out of his stance, slants to the left. A little bit of a hezzy move right out of his stance. Loads up that right hand, as you can see. Clubs the center. Brings the arm over the top. And just like that, he's essentially won, right? And the left guard's not going to be able to get there in time. And Williams going to generate that pressure. And the quarterback's going to roll to the left. And of course, it's the other defensive lineman that ends up kind of getting home. But that's a really good job once again by Williams. And here's another one. This one, Williams is going to get the credit for the sack. This one comes in a very, very clutch moment of the game. And he's going to end up beating the right guard. Now, the quarterback does drop the ball. But regardless of that, the right guard still does end up losing, right? And this is a good guard, in my opinion, right? Matt Pryor has been very, very solid for the Bears. And Leonard Williams is going to just go right over the top, right? And again, it's an impressive win right out of your stance, right? He's going to essentially try to give this guy some sort of bull rush to pull. And then he brings the arm over the top, and it actually ends up working, and he's able to get to the quarterback. To me, Leonard Williams had an absolute monster game for the Seattle Seahawks, and he was one of the reasons why the Seattle Seahawks were able to win this game, right? He did a really good job with the effort, with the consistent chasing of the quarterback, and essentially getting home. But another guy that had a huge impact was linebacker Tyrice Knight. Tyrice Knight is going to be a really, really good football player. And I know he's young. I know he's a rookie. But the guy in coverage is something different. And I'm going to show you guys just a couple of snaps. And I think you guys will potentially agree with me on the end of this. So if you guys keep an eye on Knight here, you're going to get a play action by the offense. And you're essentially going to try to run these routes in a way where it's a high-low read. So you're going to bring the wide receiver into the flats. And then with that, you're going to clear out route. And then you'll bring one other guy underneath that, right? So it's essentially a 1-2 read to these two guys. And the quarterback can throw it to whomever he sees open. And this is what Tyrice Knight was doing pretty much all night long. Look at this play here where he's going to get his eyes to the wide receiver and he's going to run with him. Right? He's going to keep an eye on that wide receiver and he's going to make sure to take that option away. Right? Again, this is a 1-2 read. And if you keep an eye on the linebacker, he's going to even turn his head. Right? He's going to get his head to the wide receiver. He's going to make sure he recognizes where the distance is between him and the wide receiver. He's going to make sure he's able to run with this guy. He's going to stay right in front of it. To me, that's just a really good job. And again, one of the things that we have to realize with guys in coverage is, especially a linebacker, it's not about breaking up passes and getting interceptions. It's about being smart and being aware and being able to take away the routes, right, essentially, that the guys are trying to run. It's about getting into the passing lanes, right? And here's another example of that where he gets into the passing lane. These plays to me are absolutely incredible because most guys are not getting, into these spots here. So this is a cover 4, so Tyrice Knight knows that he has the vertical hooks. And look at the helmet here, right? Look at him turn the head. That right there is absolutely incredible. You're not seeing linebackers in the middle of the play turn the head and to look for these guys. And he's in the passing lane right now. Now, obviously, you got the defensive back down here as well, who is essentially going to be there. And truth be told, he'd probably make the play on the football if the quarterback throws it here. But the thing is the quarterback's not even going to have that option to throw it because Tyrice Knight's standing right underneath it. And I want people to realize this is not Madden, right? The quarterback's not somehow going to throw it over the head and get the ball to land right here. If you throw this pass, it's intercepted. Any NFL linebacker can make up 10 yards before the ball gets there. So Knight does a great job once again taking away the passing lane and just being right there. And again, the quarterback's going to throw this one away. But again, he was doing this pretty much the entire day yesterday. Here's another one when you're going to get an over route by the wide receiver in the slot. Might be a tight end. But once again, Tyrice Knight's going to turn that head. He's going to take it away. And quarterback goes down as opposed to throwing it away. Just a really good job once again by Knight, right? Just being in that passing lane, taking it away. This is a Tampa 2, so you can see the inside linebacker here dropping super deep into the middle of the field. The wide receiver is going to end up cutting it short. And I don't know if this is a side adjusted route or not, but you got the linebacker once again standing right there. So if the quarterback tries to throw this ball, it's being intercepted or the guy's taking a massive hit here. So again, just a really, really good job once again by Knight to be in the passing lane. Now, some people might say, is he really in the passing lane? Is he really actually looking at this wide receiver? Absolutely. And I'll show you guys exactly what I mean. If you guys keep an eye on Knight here, watch the helmet as he's dropping right there. Now, it slightly comes off the screen for you guys, but you can see the head is going to turn to the right there. And he's essentially looking over here to the right. He's seeing that wide receiver running from right to left across the middle of the field. And he's going to not only stand right where the quarterback would have to technically throw this, but he also sees the quarterbacks going down, right? So he kind of sees that. It doesn't actually run with the wide receiver. That's a really, really good job once again by Tyrice Knight. Here's another one. You're going to get a cover 3. And once again, Tyrice Knight's going to end up dropping back into that passing lane. And you're going to end up getting an incomplete pass. And the quarterback was trying to throw this to the guy that Tyrice Knight is essentially taking away. And I'll show you guys to play from this angle, and then we'll back it up to the other angle. You're actually going to see that the defensive end here is going to jump. He's going to knock the pass down. But again, Tyrice Knight right there on the top of your guys' screen. He's right there, right? So to me, that's a really good job, once again, just kind of being in that passing lane. I think even if the ball ends up clearing the defensive end, I don't think it would technically have been completed. I think it would have been too far to the right. Because again, the quarterback, the way he has to throw this football is he has to fit it in between the linebacker here and the linebacker there. And I'm not sure if the receiver would have been able to actually get there as the quarterback throws this. So again, a really good job once again by Knight to field the wide receiver and just kind of stay right underneath it. All right, again, really nice job. 2nd and 24, you're going to get an incomplete pass. You're going to get another one. Once again, you're going to get a cover 4 defense. So Knight's going to have the vertical hook / flats area. And the quarterback's going to look over there, and the quarterback's going to end up taking off running. So keep an eye on the quarterback. Keep an eye on Knight. Quarterback's going to take 1, 2, 3 steps, and the ball needs to come out. And he has to throw this right about now. And he's not going to, because Tyrice Knight's right all over it. And I'll go ahead and go to the other angle so you guys can see the quarterback's vision. Quarterback going to take the snap, and look at him look right over here to the right. You can tell based off the helmet he's looking to the right, and he considers it. You can see he's kind of loading up in case he's going to throw it, and he ends up pulling it, and then he takes off running. So again, just a really, really good job once again by the rookie linebacker to be able to just continue to take these passing lanes away. You know, I don't want to overhype a rookie linebacker, but sometimes you can just tell that a guy's going to become one of the better linebackers in the NFL. And I think with a guy like Knight, you can pretty much already see that. Now, you can already see a guy that's an absolutely incredible linebacker in coverage. He's a guy that's smart, is able to see things, and he's pretty good against the run, although I do think he needs to continue to work on that aspect of his game. He's still solid against the run, but his biggest value is as a cover linebacker. You can see that all over his tape, that this guy is one of those guys that could be, you know, one of the top 5 linebackers. It's partly because of the fact that he's very, very good when it comes to being able to play zone coverage, right? Dropping back and doing those things on tape. Just a really, really good football player. Let's go ahead and switch focus, and let's get into the other rookie. This time it's going to be the rookie defensive tackle. Now, Murphy had a couple of pressures yesterday. He had a couple of nice plays where they came against the run. He's also kind of coming together, in my opinion, right? He's getting more comfortable. And keep in mind, he's still not a full-time starter. You know, in yesterday's game alone, he only technically played 32 snaps, but he's still doing a good job in those snaps. Right? He's able to get off the block like you see on this one. And then he's able to scrape down and chase this running back and ultimately stop him for just about a 2-yard gain. You got another one here where he's going to do a nice job getting off the block. He's going to once again get in there and make the play. Now, this one's more impressive to me than the first one because he's going to fight through the guard. Right away, as soon as he's going to lift this guy up, as you guys will see here, he's going to pick this guy up, but he realizes this is a power run concept to the left of your screen. And this is, you know, this is having a good feel for things. So as soon as 73 is going to get to the left side of this guy here, 73 is trying to turn this guy, 75 is trying to get up to this linebacker, and then you even got the tackle coming on a pull, possibly kick out the defensive end here. Maybe the tackle is supposed to take number 13. But regardless, this is a play over here to the left side of that left guard, right? So left guard has actually technically made his block, but look at Murphy fight through it. Look at him fight past that and get over here to the left. And because of that, DeAndre Swift has to now turn towards the right. Keep in mind, this is a power run concept, not a zone concept. And the thing with power run concepts is when you're designing a play, hey, we're going to run in the B gap in between the left tackle, left guard, or the C gap in between the left tackle and the slot wide receiver here. When you call that on a power run concept, it should hit in that gap. But that's only assuming every guy does their job, right? Every guy makes their block. And on this one here, Murphy's going to actually destroy number 73's responsibility by essentially getting over the top, right? And that makes Swift come back to the right. So that's a really, really good play by Murphy to disrupt where this play's supposed to go now. But again, Murphy's doing a really, really good job. And this guy's developing, right? This guy's getting better and better and better. And the thing with Murphy is we knew this guy was raw coming out of college, right? He did some things really, really well, but there were other parts where he had to still develop. Now, we knew about the athleticism, the power, and how this guy was an athletic freak. But this guy's starting to show some flashes, and you're starting to see plays like this, where he's lifting up, 330-pound guards, and he's pushing them backwards. Right? He's resetting the line of scrimmage. This is 3rd and 1. This play right here is the type of play you need to make on 3rd and 1 if you're a good football player. He's going to push this guy back, and we'll go to the all-22 angle, so it's a little bit easier to see. You're going to see him going up here against the left guard. Look at the left guard going backwards. 3rd and 1, and the left guard goes 2 yards into the backfield. That right there is absolutely incredible. I mean, just compare his guy to every other guy. There's no other player in the backfield, right? So that's a really, really good job right there by Murphy to push this guy backwards. Now, they're not able to get the stop. You see the running back's able to carry a couple guys. He runs to the other gap. But the play design was not supposed to go to the right. It was supposed to go to the left, right? The play design was meant to go where Byron Murphy ultimately is. And this guy made sure that that did not happen. The running back does a good job running to the other side. But again, just a really, really good job once again by Murphy. He also had some nice pass rushing reps as well. You're going to see on this one here, he's going to hesitate, he's going to swipe, and he's going to generate pressure. The quarterback's going to take off running. This was one of the plays that Tyrice Knight ultimately took away as well. So we've already seen this play, but from Byron Murphy's perspective, look at how quickly he beats the left guard here. Just straight up hezzies right out of his stance. Left guard gets confused, not sure if Murphy's going to go to the left. Fakes left, fakes right. Swipes the hands. Right there. Just a great job right there by Murphy to remove that leverage with that left hand of his. Generates pressure. Just a really good rep once again. And you got one more here by Murphy. He's going to go up against the right guard on this one. He's going to hezzy. He's going to try to essentially rip. It's not that effective of a rip. This is one of those plays where you can look at it and say these are the little things he has to develop. It's not a terrible rep, but this is part of the, being a little raw. The movement's incredible, right? And I should just start right there. Byron Murphy's ability to get out of his stance and move is really, really incredible. And this is why he was picked in the first round, right? It's that movement right there. As soon as he gets out of his stance, is he going left? Is he going right? As an offensive lineman, it's hard. And as soon as this guy picks which way he's going to go, it's hard to get in front of him and stop him. As you see with this right guard struggling to stay on top of Murphy. Now, this guard's a good guard, right? Matt Pryor, to me, is a really good offensive lineman. I'd say he's one of the top 15 overall guards in the NFL. But the rip move here by Murphy's not great. Nor is the left arm, he's trying to either get it on the shoulder pad or he's trying to chop down the arm. Not 100% sure what he's trying to do. But it's not very effective. Nor is the rip move with the right arm right there. Not very effective. Doesn't really break the contact. But he still does do a good job generating a little bit of pressure, forcing the quarterback off his spot. Right? So to me, that's a pretty good job once again by Murphy. But he does have to develop, so I just wanted to kind of make that clear. Because I've seen a lot of people talking about Murphy saying he was not a good draft pick. And I absolutely disagree. I think this guy has so much potential, but it's going to take a little bit of time for him to develop because of the fact that, and I do think once he kind of gets all those technique aspects right, he's going to be very, very hard to block. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, consider subscribing, and I will see you guys next time with another video.